Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and yes, this is Lily. She was just running around, and she knocked over my camera that I'm filming on, and so I had to stop that video and start all over again. So you're gonna stay here because I don't want you running around and knocking over the camera, okay? Well, anyway, good morning. This is Spirit Journey, and today is January 9th, 2016, and it's after 8 o'clock in the morning. And yes, I'm up early, but I want to talk to you about something before I forget. I was watching some videos on people who were being hypnotized, and it was discovered that they were abducted by ETs, UFOs, and the like. Um, I I was thinking about one of the things that this particular man was saying. He mentioned about that when he was asked towards the end of the hypnosis session what the individual could do to improve his psychic abilities. And it was told to him that he is to use like symbols and to visualize the symbols in his mind, and that will help him connect to these higher beings. And I was just fascinated with that. And why? Well, the symbol in particular that he specifically mentioned was the Star of David. Now, I don't know whether the ancient Hebrews and the ancient Jewish people, whether they utilize the Star of David. Because it was mentioned to me that the Star of David was implemented later on with that particular group of people. And it was only with when the state of Israel was being formed in the late 1940s that they implemented the star, and as we call now, the Star of David. But the fact that, okay, the star is an ancient symbol, to my understanding. The symbol of the star is found, long time ago, even before the ancient Hebrews were around. But the fact that you could use that symbol and visualize it, and it enhance psychic abilities. So I was wondering whether or not if the star, what we call the Star of David, was implemented with any of the ancient Hebrews, and in particular Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know. And because the ancient Hebrews definitely had connection with the higher being, and that the state of Israel now utilizes it, and they're a very powerful nation. So I'm wondering whether is there any truth behind this? And then I started thinking about, okay, that okay, you have the state of Israel that was formed. And then I asked myself, well, what happened after, in the world? Well, you have television. Okay, before the war, World War II, there was, the radio. And many people listened to the radio for the news. And then there was a jump, 1950s, and the implementation of television. Now, what do you notice now that's being done in the media? Symbols. Now, if this one person mentioned about the Star of David, a symbol, an ancient symbol, that when used psychically can enhance certain abilities or communications. Symbols are being introduced to us daily on television. Subconsciously, people use what we call sublimination, and they might show something on the screen for a split second, but it gets into your subconscious. Are people utilizing symbols And was television in particular uh, developed as a tool to influence us psychically? Because if symbols is something that needs to be visualized for it to be effective, now what's the best tool to use if you want to control a population? And I'm wondering whether or not the UFO phenomenon is being increased because these symbols are being aired on television. You have also logos, corporate logos, and that are being viewed over television, and it gets in our psyche. So it seems like the more this communication, it seems like the more UFO abductions are occurring, or at least being remembered. So it's really something that, that maybe certain things aren't a coincidence, and that they're happening by design. Okay? So this is just food for thought. Let me know what you think, what your experiences are as it pertains to these abductions, or your experiences utilizing certain symbols like the Star of David, and maybe even the cross. You have people who use the cross. That is an ancient symbol as well. And maybe that's also why in churches they use symbols, because again, it taps into our psychic and communicating with what we call God or gods, you know. So again, there are no coincidences, and you have people who know about these symbols and what the symbols are used for, and about the meditation and visualizing these symbols, whether it be in your church or whether in your home private meditations. So again, just food for thought. Let me know what you think. Please comment below, share this video, and subscribe. And once again, to give me the thumbs up. Peace, guys. Bye-bye. Hey, I again. This is Spirit Journey. This is a postscript on the video I just did a moment ago regarding the Star of David, and how by visualizing it could help you get connected to certain entities or higher beings. And I did mention that they're all different types of symbols, ancient symbols, and that, well, what comes to my mind are the religious symbols. Okay, I mentioned already the Star of David, but there's also the cross, I also mentioned, and then the other major symbol is the crescent moon and star, as with Islam. So you have Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Okay, but again, there are other symbols out there. What's just coming into my mind now is that each of these symbols therefore has a different frequency, or that you can tap into different higher energies or beings or ET, whatever, what you want to call it. So you have 3 different symbols and 3 different pathways. I'm wondering whether the war that's going on in the Middle East, whether it's really a war on these higher beings, and that is working through us through those symbols. That's why maybe some people are very protective over their religion or their religious symbols, because that these beings are fighting through us on this planet to take control. I mean, this is just a hypothesis. If this story about symbols and extraterrestrials and the like is true. Again, I don't know whether it's true. I haven't experienced those things. At least I don't know about them experientially, and consciously speaking. So maybe that's all what it's about. That we go to church, we look at these symbols when we go into our house of worship, and we're communicating and at least meeting energetically with those who are behind those symbols, whoever created those symbols. And again, symbols is a communication. It communicates something, whatever what the original intent was behind these symbols, I do not know. But as we see with this individual who was hypnotized, that it does, there is some link. So again, this is just food for thought. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.